Free and excuse me, welcome back to some more Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And it's not a gameplay video. It's gonna be something where I talk about the future Trunks, a la like a an analysis, if you will. That being said, let's go ahead and talk about it now. I wanted to kind of clear the air because whenever this character was announced, we saw his art and all that stuff. His super attack animation. I did a video, like a 15-minute video, talking about all the new units from him to Zamasu to Frieza, all the units, right? I talked about him, and in particular with Trunks, I said I don't know his niche, right? Like I don't know where he fits optimally aside from heroes because he's mainly a hero unit meant to sit in a hero team. And that still kind of holds true, but I guess maybe to a degree that kind of made people think that I meant that he sucks, and obviously I've got a large pull, so if I say that, then people are going to think, oh, D3 says he sucks, so he must not be good. Let me go ahead and recant on that and kind of just elaborate a little bit on, the Trunks unit. I will say that I do have Trunks. I just haven't awakened him yet because he's at like super attack 8. It's a really tedious thing. There's a few ways to farm his super attack, which I may get into at the end of the video, but it's a really tedious thing. So what I mean is I'll go ahead and I'll do a video kind of showcasing him on heroes and on the intelligence team with Buhan as a leader. So let's go ahead and look at the card. He gives super type, which is all hero type units like, Goku's, Vegeta's, all that stuff. Well, for the most part, Vegeta. Some of them are extreme. But anyways, super types, 1 plus ki, attack, HP, and defense up by 70%, causes immense damage to the enemy and greatly lowers their defense. He changes strength ki to intelligence ki, and he gets 15% more attack per intelligence orb. He has Golden Warrior, Messenger from the Future, Super Saiyan, the Vegeta family, Dismal Future, Prepared for Battle, and Fierce Battle. So, that being said, Trunks obviously has an amazing link set. He has really, really good links. It's funny because every Trunks basically has the same damn links, and they're all pretty much good aside from, the Vegeta family and Messenger from the Future. And in this case, Dismal Future is kind of getting a little bit of ground, and the Vegeta family maybe is an okay link, but Messenger from the Future you don't really utilize that much. But he does have the standard Super Saiyan pack and Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, and of course the Fierce Battle link. So, initial thoughts on Trunks, right? Looking at his link set, he innately does not link well on Mono Intelligence, on optimal Mono Intelligence, because they are pretty much a shocking speed build, which kind of leaves me leery as far as like what the demigod for intelligence will be. It's highly possible it'll be Vegeta, which would be really cool if you have Trunks and Vegeta both being intelligence type units, because intelligence needs some more Super Saiyan love. It's just always has been a group that didn't have very many strong Super Saiyan units. So I do think that'll be cool, but I just don't know if they'll give the Vegeta shocking speed because that's the main link that team runs. You've got Janemba, you've got LR Piccolo if you run him, you've got Buhan, of course, who's the leader of that team, and they all primarily utilize that link. However, on an intelligence team, Trunks doesn't have that link. I'm not going to talk too much about Vegeta because we don't know if he'll come with it, but I digress. Trunks doesn't have the link. So on a face value level, you'll say, okay, he's a Super Saiyan card. You don't really run many Super Saiyans on that team in the first place, the intelligence team. So obviously he wouldn't link very well. And then you say, okay, well, he is self-sufficient because he makes his own ki to a degree, and he makes ki for others if he doesn't utilize it all. He changes orbs. Being an orb changer and a nuker, quotes up, is actually a really cool gimmick because he supplies himself with ki. My only issue with that is that he's making orbs into intelligence orbs. That's not his fault because he needs intelligence orbs specifically. He's got a 15% buff per intelligence orb, whereas Buhan, I think it's like 12%, but it's not only intelligence orbs. He can grab whatever orb he wants. Now, if you were trying to actually nuke and you had like Baby Vegeta as a leader, you'd need to give Buhan intelligence orbs. Otherwise, if you just want him to hit hard, you can give him whatever orb you want, right? So, that being said, you may come across a situation where you're running Trunks and Trunks basically is changing the ki from strength to being intelligence, but there's only one strength orb on the map, or, him changing the ki orbs breaks your ability to get a super with a unit because, and this is all few and far between, right? Because he's messing up the ki orb placement because he's changing the orb color, and there used to be a path of, rainbows and a red or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, it just depends. It's very situational, or the situation where, there's no purple, or there's very unlikely, but you know what I mean? There's reds off in the end, he's going to change them, and there's purple in the front, they're not going to link up, it's just weird. So that's not even his fault. I just don't like passives just in general that change orbs to another color. This is why I always say that Android 13 is an amazing unit, because he really is. Changing orbs to rainbow is ridiculous because it's the complete opposite effect. Whereas if there was not a path for orbs for a super attack or whatever the case is, you're creating that with a unit like Android 13. So Trunks, that's the only issue I see with this unit. That being said, he gets 15% per orb. All right. That's a bigger buff than Buhan. So innately, Trunks will be one of the hardest hitters in the game. With only like 6, 7, 8 orbs, he's going to be one of the hardest hitters in the game. I believe at super attack 10, he gets like 20% or 30% more attack on his super attack as well. That's ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous. This unit is meant to destroy the field. And the thing about it is people look at nuking passives and say, well, that guy's a nuker. Oh, I'm not going to be nuking. Nuking isn't prevalent. The game doesn't want you to nuke anymore. Nuking is dead. Understand that nuking passives do not mean you have to nuke. You don't have to change the entirety of the field. If your unit is just basically gonna consistently hit hard. This is why Buhan is so amazing, because people think that he's not one of the better units in the game because he's a nuker and he just heals. There are other people that heal and stuff like that. Buhan can single-handedly carry his team. Buhan is the second/third best unit in the game at this point, and he has been for a long time since his release. I'm talking about Japan, honestly. So like Trunks is passive. He's gonna consistently hit 400 plus. 400k plus, depending on how much orbs you give him. So he's going to be a natural hard hitter. So Trunks does not suck. Trunks is actually optimal for a hero-based team, because the thing about Trunks is even his leader skill is fine. It's perfectly fine. It actually is a really good leader if you pair him as your leader with like a friend Vegito Blue, or the other way around, where you have Vegito Blue and a friend Trunks. Whatever you do, because you're getting more buff, because heroes always have Prepare for Battle, Golden Warrior. They've got a lot of Over in a Flash. They got a lot of shocking speed, so they don't need the extra leader, the key from the extra leader. Especially if you're doing a Dokkan event, you can even go the key path too. So like your cards are already going to start with that, so why not give them 20% more to all their stats? So Trunks is really, really good. That same thing doesn't particularly apply to villains, because they always need a Goku Black, Rose active on the field to get so his passive can give them key raises. But like, it just kind of depends, man. But let's go ahead and look at some options for. Let me show you this really quick. You could basically farm him by using these two units according to the Dokkan Wiki. You can farm this guy from the event until the 4th, I believe. So you got a little bit of time. And this guy from the History of Trunks timeline. So I actually, the History of Trunks event, I actually did that a little bit too. You can use either of those to farm his super attack. So get on that while you can. Don't let this guy stay at super attack 1 when you have the option to farm him out, because he's an amazing unit. He's really, really good. So let's go ahead and look at something that I kind of whipped up as like a, what my vision of the optimal intelligence team would be. Something that I would probably most likely run as far as intelligence teams goes. Not much difference. What I was doing before was running this with LR Piccolo in there instead of, I don't have LR Piccolo yet. He's still Transcendent UR. I need like 10 more medals or whatever from next tournament. But I was running this same build, but instead of Trunks, it was the Piccolo. And the thing about this is, Turles is really, really good in this scenario, because even if you are having a situation where, because Trunks, as you see, a lot of these units don't link very well, but there's a lot of gimmick in here, because you have Fierce Battle all over the place. You have Android 13 being, an amazing support unit. He also links well with Janemba, as you see, and Janemba links great with Buhan. So these three obviously go really, really well together. And then Turles can stun. Turles can also supply ki with his passive as well. And then you have Trunks, another unit that can supply ki with his passive. And Gohan is a consistent hard hitter that actually super attacks early, so he doesn't need all the ki anyway. Something like this is a really, really good build for a team, because you have a really good balance of offense and defense. You even have some stunning in there. It's a really good blend. So this is something that I would probably run, and if you wanted to make it more of a build to focus on Trunks, because this build here actually focuses more on Buhan. The thing that's tricky with intelligence and Trunks is that you're going to have to supplement ki, which is why I built this, because even if Trunks isn't getting a whole bunch of ki orbs, at least he can get a super attack, or Buhan, whatever the case is. This is why I'm running Turles, because his passive is really good, and Android 13 is really good, and situationally Trunks' passive can help other people too, because Trunks just naturally does not link well with any of these units aside from Fierce Battle, so he's going to need as much support as possible. Otherwise, he's probably not going to super attack that often, and it's good to have a unit like Gohan that doesn't need any ki, really. That being said, if you wanted to run a team that focuses a little bit more on getting super attacks with Trunks, you can do something like that. Like you can drop off the Gohan. Can I kick him off? There we go. I would keep Turles, Boo. honestly, you could drop off the Gohan, and you really don't have much other option. Intelligence is a really weird group. Like, you can throw Goku in there, Super Saiyan God Goku Intelligence. You know, you can throw any intelligent Super Saiyan card in there to honestly help you mitigate that a little better, because the thing is, Trunks' links are limited. He needs like a prepare for battle friend. I don't think this Goku has prepare for battle. He does not actually, so he's not actually a good option. I take that back. You can throw in this Gotenks, you can throw in this other Trunks, you can throw in this Gohan, this Goku if you really wanted to. You could do things like that. And honestly, he's just taking the spot of Piccolo at this point, because it's nothing against Piccolo. It's just he's a great unit. He's an LR unit too as well, so obviously he's going to be really, really good. It's just his gimmick is a defense raise, and defense buffs are not really viable things that you really need at this point, because that doesn't make him a tank, you know. Not to say he's not able to tank hits really well, because his defense stack hits over like 40,000. It's just the game doesn't care about the defense stat when it comes to a super attack. If you get super attack, the defense stat is basically irrelevant. So it doesn't matter unless it's a normal attack. I mean, I guess if you want to do that. But it just kind of depends, man. You can run this intelligence. Honestly, this would actually be a really good option at this point. Running this intelligence orb changing Goku would actually be a really good option at this point, because he shares several links with Trunks. He also is able to change the field. And at that point, I have a problem with dropping 13, but I would be okay with dropping 13 in this build. So you can run, I wouldn't keep Gohan in. I'd probably drop 13 and bring on, what's his name? Where's he at? I don't know. But another orb changer, maybe something like that, like Android 18, or whatever the case is. It just depends what you want to do, honestly. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. But no, Trunks doesn't suck. Intelligence got a lot better with Trunks. Let's go ahead and take a look at heroes before we get up out of here. I'm going to knock out of these. All right, so heroes would look something like this. Trunks lead, or Vegito blue lead, you know what I mean? Just depends. Honestly, I think this new physical Trunks is really, really good, but I digress. You're going to bring Vegito blue, of course. You're going to bring regular Vegito and Super Saiyan blue Kaioken. There's Kaioken. Look at all the links they're sharing. Where's the regular Vegito? Regular Vegito. Oh, there you are. Regular Vegeta. Look at all of the links heroes share. This is why I said he's meant for this team as opposed to an intelligence team. You can even run the Vegito blue lead and the Trunks friend, but in this scenario I'm talking about of Trunks lead and Vegito friend. So those four, you'd bring Gogeta. And if you wanted to, you'd bring God Tanks, or you'd bring a Sealer, or whatever you need. You honestly don't need a Sealer. But that's pretty much the team, man. Like, I'm not going to look for there's Gogeta. Where's God Tanks? He's like over here somewhere. I hella just saw him. I don't know. But anyways, they share hella links. Point proven. Trunks is amazing. And this is probably his best build anyway, running as a leader for heroes. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And forgive me for the uploading schedule right now. I'm not uploading as much. I'm not uploading at certain times. I'm in the middle of a move. So, you know, things are kind of just all over the place. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.